Hello, welcome and namaste everybody. जी,
भैया
welcome Dr. Akhil भैया namaste. So, welcome all the family members in this family get together, and we have our near and dear Akhil भैया with us. So, Akhil भैया, what are the topic we are going to discuss today?
here today we will discuss about certain guidelines of curd intake, yogurt, curd.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So nice, welcome. So we will start भैया. Over to you. Namaste, welcome.
Thank you so much, भैया.
जी भैया, you can share the screen. जी
जी भैया. May I know, भैया, if the slide is visible? भैया, may I know if the slide is visible to you all? So again, welcome you all in this health session, Universal Human Health. So in today's session, we will discuss about certain traditional guidelines for curd intake. So there are many confusion when to take curd, and with what are the things we can combine the curd, what are the different types of curds. So that all we will discuss in today's session. So there is a quote by Linus Pauling, who received 2 unshared Nobel Prize. He quoted that optimum nutrition is the medicine of tomorrow. So that means when we are careful about what we are consuming, so that is equal to the medicine. Coming to the introduction, so Ayurveda says that the body is the product of food. So our body, it grows, it gets nourishment all from our food what we consume. And the healthy status of the body and the disease both depends upon the wholesome and unwholesomeness of the diet which we take. That means when we are taking the food which is suitable for our health, it again keep our health in good condition. When we take something which is not good for our health, that will create, or that will become causative factor for manifestation of several diseases. So diseases and health both depends upon the kind of food which we take. And we know that the milk and milk products are part of our daily diet. And India, we consume several milk and milk products, such as generally the milk itself we take, and several milk preparation like the kheer, payasam, and so many things. Then various items which are prepared from the milk, such as curd, cheese, buttermilk, and shrikhand. So many items, hundreds of items are there which we take in our daily diet. So in this session, we will focus about the curd. So curd is one of the fermented milk product which is liked and consumed by a large number of people in India. And in several states, the curd is the part of their daily diet. And the origin of science of modern probiotics. So when we talk about the curd, immediately it comes about the probiotics. So this science lies in 1908, when Machnikov observed that the Bulgarian peasants lived longer because of the consumption of yogurt. So they were consuming yogurt and they were living long life. So that was observed. And in the curd, there are certain bacteria like the lactobacillus, etc., and which helps, and they are called as probiotics. And we know that in several health conditions, such as whenever there is a diarrhea or some stomach upset or our gut flora is disturbed, so this probiotics is used as medicines, and doctor prescribes in many of the our gut related issues. Probiotics have been accepted as a nutraceutical or dietary supplement and has been defined by Food and Agriculture Organization WHO as a live microorganisms which when administered in adequate amount confer a health benefit on the host. So it already proved as one of the nutraceuticals, and this probiotics are the live organisms. When we take it in the certain amount, it benefits our health. So coming to the actual curd, how we prepare curd. So most of you already know that how it is prepared. So we take the fresh milk and we boil it in low flame in some steel or earthen or iron vessel or some ceramic vessels, and we allow it to cool down naturally. And once it is cooled down, we add little amount of buttermilk or the curd in it, keep it closed for overnight or for about 6 to 10 hours. After this, there is naturally formed, well-formed curd is available. So if you want little thick curd, so boil milk little more and evaporate the watery content, so you will get a very thick, well-formed curd. In traditional medical text, mainly in Ayurveda, 5 kinds of curd is explained. So one is manda, which we say it as the manda. So this manda is not well formed. Just we have added little curd in the milk and still it is not well formed. And this kind of manda, that is with the milk which is not properly converted into the curd, is not good for our health. And they say that it vitiates all the 3 bodily humors, that is vata, pitta and kapha. So it disturbs all the humors in the body, it disturbs it, not good for digestion, and it should not be consumed. Then the second variety after this, these are the stages in which the curd is formed. So manda, and after that it is swadu. Swadu means it is sweet. So it is coagulated, but still the taste of milk is present in it. So that means the curd is formed, but still it has sweetness of the milk. So this is also not good for consumption. This also causes vitiation of our bodily humors or the doshas. The third variety is Swadu Amla. This is the well-formed curd, and here you will find a very unique combination of sweetness and sour. So sweet and sour, both the kind of taste, and little bit astringent or the kashaya rasa, the kashaya taste, that you will get in this Swadu Amla curd. This is very good for health, and this is what we recommend that the person should take. And this increases our digestion, and it also increases the pitta and kapha dosha. The fourth variety is the amla. So once it is the swadu amla, the next, if the curd is kept for some longer time, it becomes sour in taste. Now the sweetness will go and the sourness will increase in this curd. And this curd is recommended only in certain condition, and it increases our digestion. Then the fifth one is the Amla. Amla means it becomes very sour, excessive sour in taste. When it is kept for some longer period, the curd will become very sour and the sweetness will completely go. And this kind of curd is not very good for consumption. It causes burning sensation, some throat irritations, and it increases mainly the pitta dosha because it is amla rasa. So it increases pitta dosha excessively, and this kind of curd is not good. So the best one, it is the swadu amla, where we have sweetness and sourness, the combination of these, and the curd is properly formed, it is fresh. That curd is recommended generally. And if you have prepared in the home, you can understand that in some of the season the curd is formed early, like in the rainy season and in the summer season. In the humid environment, the curd will form very early, but in some season like winter season, it takes little longer time to have this swadu amla or the sweet and sour taste and properly formed curd. It will take some time. So there are certain guidelines which we have to remember when we are consuming curd. One thing is, curd should not be taken regularly. It is not part of our regular diet. You can take buttermilk regularly, but not the curd. And curd should not be consumed in the night time. Taking curd in the night time, it should be avoided. Then there are certain season in that we should avoid intake of curd. So like in the Vasant Ritu, in the session of seasonal regimen, we have discussed that the Vasant Ritu is the season when our kapha dosha is dominant, and the curd is again becoming the causative factor for aggravation of the kapha dosha. So in the Vasant season, it should be avoided. In the Sharad Ritu is now we are in the Sharad Ritu. After the rainy season, it is the Sharad Ritu or the autumn season. In this season also, taking curd is not good because the curd is generally having hot potency, and it is having the sour taste also. So if we are taking curd in this in the Sharad Ritu, generally the pitta dosha is in aggravated condition. So taking curd will cause further aggravation of the pitta, and so only it is not recommended. And again in the Grishma Ritu, in the summer season also, because the curd is having hot potency, it is hot in nature. So in the Grishma Ritu, it is already very hot. So curd is generally, it should not be taken. Buttermilk is good. Buttermilk you can have, and buttermilk means we are churning the curd, adding some water, removing the butter portion, the creamy portion, and then this which is fresh available, that is the buttermilk, that you can consume in all the season, but not the curd. Then heating the curd is also not recommended, and consuming the curd with very hot thing, like directly putting some very hot thing in the curd and consuming it. So that is not the right way of taking curd. So what are the right method of taking curd? So the curd, it should be taken in the daytime. We should take in daytime, not in the night. And whenever we are taking curd, so it is recommended that we should take this curd with the green gram soup, or we can prepare green gram dal in our home, or something which is some food item which is prepared from green gram, so that we can, with that we can have the curd, or the amlaki, the gooseberry powder, that we can add in the curd, or after the food we can have a little gooseberry powder or the amlaki powder, so that will nullify the negative effect of the curd. Then adding little quantity of honey in the curd is also good. Then sharkara we can add. So generally you will see that some in the lassi which we take, and the lassi or the buttermilk with sugar is very famous during the summer season. So this, the curd which is having the hot potency, it is compensated by the sugar which we add, because it has sweetness and it is having the cold potency. So that will nullify the negative effect of the curd. So that way we can consume. And it can be taken in the Hemant Ritu, that is the early winter, in the Shishir Ritu, that is in the winter season, in the Varsha Ritu, just this July, August month. So in this month, rainy season, intake of curd is beneficial for our health. So intake of curd, again, when I am saying the properly formed curd, that means the curd which is swadomla, that is slightly sour and sweet, the both kind of taste which is there. So that kind of curd is helpful in case of anorexia. The person is having good digestive capacity, but still he does not have desire to have food. So at that time, giving curd, or giving curd along with some food items like rice, etc., that is very good and the person will like it. In case of diarrhea, you know that in the diarrhea we give the buttermilk curd, and it will regain our bacterial flora and it will stop the diarrhea. In case of hemorrhoids, so in the piles, the intake of curd by following the rules, not like taking curd in the night or violating the rules, whatever the rules are there, traditional guidelines are there, following that, it is very helpful in case of hemorrhoids, in dysuria, whenever there is some difficulty in passing the urine. In such condition also intake of curd is beneficial. And in case of insomnia, the person is having some lack of sleep or he is unable to get proper sleep, so intake of curd will be helpful in such conditions. And curd, it should be specially avoided in case of some skin element. The person who is having some pimples or some kind of itching, etc., or some skin eruptions, so any skin element. So curd should be avoided in such condition. Whenever there is a swelling, or the person who is suffering with diabetes. So in the diabetes also the intake of curd is not good, but you can go for buttermilk. There is no harm in intake of buttermilk. And whenever the person is having some problem related with the mouth, intake of curd is not good. And the person is feeling very lethargy, drowsy, dullness, heaviness in the body. In such kind of condition, intake of curd is not recommended. And intake of curd, like the person who is very fond of curd and he is not following any rule, consuming curd, violating all the rules, not following any guidelines. In that way, regular consuming curd may have several adverse effect on our health, such as fever or some bleeding disorders, some hemorrhagic disorders, then many skin elements, skin problems, then anemia or the giddiness or the jaundice. These kind of issues may manifest if the person is violating all the rules, not following the guidelines, and consuming curd regularly. And curd is a very good product, very beneficial for our health if we give little uh, care about how it should be combined, in which season it should be take, what is the right time, when it should be avoided, with what it should be combined. If we follow these guidelines, so the curd is very beneficial for our health. So this is in short about the curd. And now we have enough time and we can discuss with you all. how you take curd, and if you have any doubt, that also we can discuss in remaining time. Yeah, so
Hello.
one question is, should we set the curd in at home, or we can eat ready-made curd? So what I prefer, you prepare curd in your home itself, so you will be having a freshly prepared curd, and you can, if you want some thick curd, you can boil the milk for a little longer, and you can make it like, you can evaporate the watery content, and that you will be having a well formed curd. And again, when you are preparing in the home, you can maintain all the hygienic condition also, and you can have the kind of desired taste. So better to prepare in home. It's very easy. You just need milk and little amount of curd. So that's very simple process.
Hello.
Ji, sir.
Sir, how are you, doctor?
Sir, I am fine, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. For a long time.
Sir,
Good,
sir.
good. Nice, sir. Nice, sir. I have a small two doubts, sir. If you permit me, I put
Please,
forward.
sir. Please, sir.
Yeah.
This session is for you all, sir.
Yes, sir. Is there any restriction of age, sir, taking curd, sir? Children, adults, aged people?
No, sir. No such age restriction for intake of curd.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes.
at any age, if you are taking curd, you should have little awareness, like how to take it and with
Yes,
what it should be combined.
yes, sir. I heard
Everyone
it.
can take curd. No
Yeah, yeah.
harm for any person.
Yes, sir. You have just told us the doses of the intake of curd also. Good, sir. The second question is, can we add salt or sugar, sir?
So preferably what the traditional text says, that it should be preferably taken with the sugar.
Yes.
But in some few people, they like it with the salt.
Yes, sir.
So if you are adding salt, so preferably you add the rock salt, sandhavlamada.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Salt, little you can add.
Yes, sir. Okay. Straight away come from the salt preparing areas, not this grinded salt like
Yes,
this,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
The rock salt we can take.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. One more question, sir.
Please.
Preferably better to take daytime and night too, sir.
Sir, preferably it should be taken only in the daytime. It should not be taken in the night time.
Yes, sir.
The one reason why it should not be taken night time is because in the traditional medicine, we say that the night time is having the kapha dominance.
Oh, sir.
And the curd is aggravating the kapha dosha.
Cough.
So if we are consuming in the night time, so it may create some kapha problems, some throat irritation, or some wheezing problem. These kind of issues it may create. So preferably should be taken in the daytime only.
Okay, sir.
And even when you are taking in the daytime, you have to follow some rules. Like the text clearly says that na naktam dadhi bhunjita. Naktam means the night. So night the curd should not be taken. And na chapi grit sarkanam, na mudgayusham, na kshaudram, na ushair, na amlakair vina. So curd should not be heated. And whenever it should be taken along with the mudga. Mudga means the green gram, some green gram preparation.
Yes.
Or a very simple one, you can prepare green gram soup in your home whenever you want to have curd, or some item related with the green gram you can prepare.
Yes.
And you can add sharkara, that sugar, or you can add little amount of honey in the curd. So that way it will be more beneficial for you.
Good. Adding sugar and salt, can it affect the production of the bacteria that we need as probiotics?
Yeah, generally, if we are adding sugar, it will help to regain our bacterial flora. But if we are adding salt in it, so it will little bit diminish the the bacteria which are present.
Good, nice.
So generally, we prefer to take with sugar.
Sugars.
Yeah.
A little bit water too. Elderly people, I was told that you must add a few drops or some little water.
Yeah.
So that is.
Yes, we can add a little amount of to have our desired consistency. So we can add little water. There is no harm in it.
Yes. Okay, sir. Last doubt, sir.
Yes,
children like to have yogurt, colored yogurt available in the malls and the market. And very tasty also. Yellow, blue colored, pre-prepared yogurts. Because children are fond of taking it.
Sir.
Yes, okay. I hope it doesn't affect it.
Yes, sir. Most of these, like the flavored curd, they are sweet in taste.
Yes.
So that can be taken, sir. But again, we should take only in the daytime, not in the night time. So these all rules we have to keep in the mind, and we can take, sir, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Like the Shrikhand, which is very famous product, and like the Gujarat and many Rajasthan, Shrikhand is very popular food item. So prepare for curd only. They add certain spices in it, like the cardamom, etc. They will add, and they will make it sweet in taste. It is very good.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That is.
So that is a traditionally. That is a traditional preparation. Now, so many like the Amul, etc. They prepare Shrikhand and they market it. So it's good for health. But again, when we are taking, we have to keep in mind which season it is good, with what we have to take it. So that guideline, if we are keeping in the mind, it will be extremely beneficial for our health.
Yes, sir. Sir, at home, people usually they prepare, they mix vadas in the curd.
Yeah.
They preserve for 1 or 2 hours, then they eat. Perugu vada, they say.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So generally, sir, the vada which is prepared from the black gram.
Yes, sir. Good.
Combining it with curd, when we are combining it with the curd, we have to add certain spices in it. If we are not adding spices, then it will become very heavy for the digestion.
Good.
One thing is, compared to green gram, black gram is heavy for the digestion.
Yes.
And the curd is also a bit heavy for the digestion. So when we are combining both the things, it will be, if our digestive capacity is not good enough, then it will create indigestion or some digestive difficulty. So only generally also when we prepare vada, so we add some this kali mirch or this black pepper in it. Few seeds we keep in. So like this we are adding certain spices in it. And even the curd which we serve with this vada, we add certain spices, the black pepper, etc. So that will make the combination little easy for the digestion. If we are taking it very plain, then it will be very heavy for the digestion. So that combination is not recommended. So we have to little bit compensate this. We have to add some spices to compensate this very heaviness which is there in this curd and the vada.
Yes. Good. Nice. Great of you, sir. Very nice. We enjoyed, and I used to transmit or share with all my colleagues and my students also.
Sir, my pleasure, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice night, sir. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
नमस्ते भैया।
जी नमस्ते दीदी।
कैसे हैं भैया आप?
जी दीदी मैं ठीक हूँ।
हाँ जी बढ़िया ही रहिए, आशीर्वाद है, सुखी रहिए, खुश रहिए और हमें भी खुश रखिए। हाँ भैया, प्रश्न
जी।
ऐसा था कि जिनको इंसोमेनिया है ना, उनको
हाँ, हाँ।
डायबिटीज भी है, तो वो भी विद शुगर कैसे खाएंगे दही?
हाँ, हाँ।
खाना है तो
एक्चुअली जनरली डायबिटीज में कर्ड रिकमेंडेड नहीं है।
कोई लोग जिद करते हैं ना भैया,
हाँ, अगर
जिद
उनको
करते हैं।
डायबिटीज है और साथ में इंसोम्निया है, लैक ऑफ स्लीप है, तो
जी
उसके
जी।
लिए फिर अलग अप्रोच होगा। उनके लिए ये अप्रोच नहीं है कि आप यू टेक कर्ड. Curd is the not right choice for the person who is having diabetes.
जी भैया।
जी।
और कैसे है कि वो ऐसे डायरेक्ट नहीं खाएंगे,
हाँ, हाँ।
दही बड़ा जैसे आपने बताया ना अभी,
जी, जी।
इच्छा होगी खाने की, दही बड़ा दे दो, आधा दे दो,
हम्म।
ऐसे करो मैंने।
हाँ, like if the sugar level is under control, and in that kind of cases, the person can take.
जी भैया, थैंक यू भैया।
जी, जी, जी दीदी।
थैंक यू।
जी। So few queries are there in the chat box. Can we eat in the morning empty stomach with breakfast? Yes, we can take curd daytime. During breakfast also we can take. There is no harm. And again, there are we have varieties of milk. So we like the buffalo's milk, cow's milk, Jersey cow milk, A1 milk, A2 milk, all these varieties of milk, and we prepare curd from these milk. So the best one is the A2, or the what we say the Desi cow, the Indian breed cows. That milk, if we are using for preparation of curd and other milk products, is very beneficial compared to the buffalo's milk, which is used for preparation of curd.
भैया मैं एक और प्रश्न पूछ सकती
जी,
हूँ?
जी, जी, प्लीज।
भैया आज है ना, एक का प्रपोजल था कि वो कह रही थी कि भाई रिसर्च वर्क ऐसा करें कि कैमल मिल्क से डायबिटीज कंट्रोल होता है। तो वो रिसर्च कर रही हैं और बता रही थी कि हमको आगे बढ़ना चाहिए या नहीं, ऐसे रिकमेंडेशंस हैं, ऑलरेडी स्टडीज हैव बीन कैरीड आउट। तो आप
Actually, I don't have idea of consuming camel milk because it's not so common and not easily available also.
Yes.
And actually, the properties of camel milk, which is given in classical text. So the camel milk is not completely sweet. It is having a slightly salty taste. It's not sweet like the cow's or buffalo's milk. It is having slightly salty taste. But using the camel milk in the diabetes condition, that I have to look for the researches and other references.
उन्होंने बताया ऐसे कि राजस्थान में जो है कैमल ज्यादा होते हैं, तो वहाँ पे लोगों को डायबिटीज कम है।
अच्छा।
मिल्क ऑर्डर करने वाले हैं, MOU साइन किए हैं।
अच्छा।
कितना समय लगेगा राजस्थान से पुणे में दूध आने के लिए, एंड whether it will get contaminated or not, what is the shelf life for that milk, how you are going to manage with that? Then कि 14 hours का समय है, में होगा। तो एक्चुअली आई ऑल्सो डोंट नो मच अबाउट इट, आप जैसे बता रहे हैं। आज ही उनका प्रपोजल था, हमने बोला कि ठीक है वेट करते हैं, लेट इट बी ओपन, let me discuss with other people also, and then we can move ahead.
So largely consumed milk is generally we take A1 milk, A2 milk, buffalo's milk. These are largely consumed milk. Actually, one of the very best milk for consumption is the goat's milk. बकरी का दूध बहुत ही अच्छा है।
जी, हाँ जी।
लेकिन अगेन बकरी का दूध अवेलेबल आसानी से नहीं होता है,
नहीं मिलता है।
और वो एक्चुअली इन द क्लासिकल टेक्स्ट इट इज टोल्ड दैट स्तन्याभावे पयश्चागम, when the mother's milk is not available for the kid, the next best option is the goat's milk.
Yes.
But the difficulty is to get the goat's milk. It's very light for digestion and very good even for the newborn children. Newborn kid can also have this goat's milk. So, but again, the availability is one of the issue.
Again, it is recommended for conjunctivitis also, no, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. This is recommended. Goat's milk is very good milk.
जी भैया.
And the next best option after goat's milk is the Indian breed cow. So that milk is also very good.
जी भैया. Let's see how she proceeds. I will give you update. She has
Even
done.
I will try to search some of
जी
the
जी
researches
जी भैया.
on
जी
this
भैया.
camel milk.
Thank you भैया.
हेलो हेलो
जी
Hello?
जी भैया जी
हाँ भैया नमस्ते. I do
जी
have some questions, sir.
जी भैया please.
Is it good to take with food or not the curd?
We can take several food items I have suggested, like we can take the curd with the some preparation of the mudga or the green gram, even with the rice. Like in the South India you have a very common preparation of curd rice. In the Karnataka we say as the masranna. So that is very very
Yeah. Okay.
easily available. Even in
yeah,
the hotels,
yeah,
restaurants, you will have this
yeah,
curd
yeah,
rice.
yeah.
That
But
can
with that, if we are taking that rice
uh,
instead of the plain rice, and then again if you eat the paneer ki sabji, dal, mix sabji, dal makhani, then does the effect of the curd will be there in the body?
no, like if you are mixing again with the some paneer and other these kind of items, that is not a very good. That's what I told, that whenever you are taking curd, preferably you take some preparation of green gram, so that will help you. And again, when you are consuming curd, so you can have some item of amlaki, Indian gooseberry. You can have 1 spoon of amlaki churna. So whatever the negative effects are there of the curd, that will be compensated by this kind of combination. And once a while, if you are consuming, that will not be very harmful. But if some person is very fond of curd and taking it in the regular diet, in the same pattern, like mixing with so many food items, so then it will become the cause of several health issues.
But bhaiya, we may think that it may give beneficial in the nutrient value, but that much it is not now as a probiotic, right? No, it may provide some carbohydrate or protein, but that probiotic effect will be not in our body, right?
Not
Because
that much, like it will be having, but not that much. When you are following certain guidelines and taking, then it's the probiotic effect will be very.
Like I'm from east part of the India, so in our Odisha people used to take the dahi bagan. Then dahi bagan, perhaps you have heard that term, that brinjal with dahi, bundi raita. Then I have written in the chat box, perhaps you have not studied. Then vegetables raita. Then there is onion raita. Okay, like this different raitas are there. Today I eat
is preferably prepared with the buttermilk.
No, curd.
No.
People
I'm
used to
saying
give
when you are preparing raita, suppose cucumber raita, if you are preparing.
Yeah.
So the preferred one is you take the buttermilk, not the curd. With the buttermilk, the raita is very good. And like when we are preparing this raita, we are adding many other spices. Like in a very generally we add sarshapa.
What is sarshapa?
Sarshapa, this mustard seed we add in the raita.
Okay.
So what happens is when we are adding these kind of spices, so some negative qualities of curd, like the kapha, the curd is having kapha aggravating properties.
Yeah.
So that all will be compensated.
That mustard seed will be that mustard seed will be like what in the brinjal. I'm giving one example. That in the brinjal dahi, brinjal dahi, people used to take the curd and mix water and some spices there, right? And they used to fry the bagan with others and also salt and spices. then that has to be added in the curd, and they will do your chunk of mustard oil with mustard seeds, and they will dip in the dahi, and they will cover it. It will having very nice taste and smell. But thing is, my question is that now the effect of the probiotic has gone perhaps. I'm asking this thing to you because in my case, what I have observed, that if I supposed to take that like cucumber raita, cucumber with curd, people used to make that. What I don't know what they mean by buttermilk, but what they used to do in home, that they will take curd and they will add salt and water and mix it, mix like that. Then they will add that cucumber, grated it, and they will throw inside and put some powder of onion, jeera, and coriander, and some black pepper powder. They will throw there, and then they will take it. But I found that when I used to take it in with rice, dal, sabji, I found that it is making indigestion to me. So I never used to take like that. So
actually, buttermilk means this mattha or chaj, what we say chaj.
yeah, I understand.
Mattha jo hai. So generally this cucumber raita and other kind of bundi raita, that is all prepared with the buttermilk preferably. But now people are just directly putting in the curd and taking. But when they are adding some this roasted jeera powder and some black pepper powder, all those things. So what happens is some properties which are there in the curd, like heavy for the digestion, etc., it will be it will be nullified by these spices, and it will help in the digestion. But again, that quantity matters, and with what we are combining, like the combining curd with the brinjal, that is not I have not found it in our classical texts where they have recommended consuming
that
curd
may
in
be
this way.
that may be food item, but it is that
Maybe
value will be
because
not
of the
there, right?
taste people are eating it.
Yeah. But I want to know that if I will take the curd in the morning in empty stomach, does it affect the body badly?
No, you can have.
Because if I need probiotics, so it is the good time that if I will have brush, after that I will take a fresh curd and I will give my body empty for 2 hours. Then
You can
then there is,
have, but again, like I have in the session I discussed about certain season when you can have curd, and certain season when you should avoid intake of curd. So one very good thing is, instead of curd we can shift to buttermilk. So buttermilk is good in all the seasons.
okay.
So that will fulfill your this need of your probiotic also. And if you are fond of curd, or if you like the taste, so you can go in maybe in the rainy season, and the winter season you can have curd the daytime, but not in all other season, like in the Vasant Ritu, in spring season, or in the autumn season, intake of curd is not recommended.
Okay, Bhaiya. Okay, thank you, Bhaiya.
So one query is there. So how to know about the curd by seeing the color, taste, or some physical appearance? So the color will not change, like it will be the same whitish or slightly yellowish color as of the milk color. The taste you can definitely recognize whether the curd is properly formed or not. The properly formed curd will not be having the taste of milk, and it will be sweet and sour. It will be having a very unique taste of sweet, sour, and very slight astringent taste. So if you see that the curd is having this taste and it is not having any taste of milk, so that is the properly formed curd. And the physical appearance also you can just see that it is very properly curdled. It is well formed. So it's like you can putting a spoon, you can just see that the curd is very well formed. The physical appearance, like the milk is very liquid, whereas curd is having little bit solidity, so that you can check.
Hello,
जी
JVS Gupta here.
जी भैया.
Haji, I just want to ask a couple of questions. One is
जी
generally
भैया.
in Andhra Pradesh, compared to cow milk, buffalo milk is abundantly available. And most of the people make curd and all that with the buffalo milk and also consume. Keeping the other items okay, using buffalo milk, what are the disadvantages people have to face? That is one question. Because cow milk is rarely available there. So the buffalo milk, what are the negative effects of the buffalo milk is one question. And secondly, you suggested using white sugar or honey with curd and then consume. What about jaggery? Is it suggested use of jaggery or no? That is number 2. Because in Bengal and all that, it is available easily as a mixed doi. So children, elders, everybody consumes that mixed doi, which is sweet. I think they use jaggery in doing that. So here, I mean, what is your suggestion? I just want to know. And third is this making curd with coconut milk. Also, I heard people coconut milk. Coconut milk means, I mean, take the coconut and I mean, in a mixie you do that and add water, and finally when it comes to that you filter it out, and then that curd, that milk also can be used, which has got better protein content and all that. So these are my 3 doubts actually. You can just clarify.
So one thing is about the buffalo's milk.
Yeah.
So the best milk which is for our human health is the A2 cow's milk or the Indian breed cow's milk. This is very good for our health.
Okay,
the buffalo's milk is comparatively heavy for the digestion. When we see the qualities of cow's milk and buffalo's milk, so buffalo's milk, it is told that it is having the guru guna. Guru is very heavy for the digestion. When we make it in the curd, it will become still heavier. So it will become more heavy for the digestion. So the person who is having very good digestive capacity, he can digest this curd which is prepared from the buffalo's milk. Otherwise, what happens is when the person is consuming it, he will feel indigestion, drowsy feeling, heaviness in the stomach. Those kind of feelings will be there when he is consuming the curd which is prepared from the buffalo's milk. One thing which I found in the Andhra Pradesh is, because I studied there, so the Andhra Pradesh, they consume food which is very spicy. Like even I have seen that they add mirchi powder in the beginning, the chilies powder when they are consuming the food. So very like very spicy food they take. So probably because they are taking very spicy food, the qualities of this curd is somewhat compensated. So what I say is the so much negative effect of the curd we do not find in the people because their dietary pattern is such. But in general, the preferred one is the curd which is prepared from the A2 milk, and the curd which is from the buffalo's milk is not good for daily consumption. Second thing is whether we can add jaggery or not.
Yes.
So the classical text what they have mentioned is adding sugar. especially the naturally made sugar that is mainly preferred while consuming curd or the honey.
Okay.
Jaggery actually they have not mentioned here, but what I guess is if the naturally prepared jaggery we can add. I don't think that it will have some negative effect. We can add if the jaggery is like prepared without any chemical or with the natural process. So we can add little jaggery also. It's no harm.
This
And,
coconut milk, curd with
coconut milk, actually the curd prepared from coconut milk.
Yeah.
I don't have idea of it and I have never consumed also.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
in the classical text also, mainly so many varieties of curds are mentioned, but not the curd which is prepared from the coconut milk.
Okay, doctor. Okay.
So
Because nowadays it is coming out in TV talks and all that.
yeah.
Mostly this curd is used almost in everything. Any good food preparation in the natural this Prakriti Vaidya, the curd is used. Without curd, I mean nothing is going. Everything goes with curd only. And second is this generally buffaloes, because I have grown up in Andhra Pradesh, and generally buffaloes are more there and cows are very less. Cow milk or anything related cow means it is a very a rare and scarce item in the market. So that's why I'm asking this question. That's why.
Actually, this is now like the Indian breed cows. They are becoming little rare everywhere. The one thing is the milk production has become completely a commercialized process.
Yes.
And the Indian breed cow, they give only little amount of milk. Like when we compare to the Jersey cow, so Jersey cows yield some 15-20 liters of milk.
Yeah.
So because of the commercial benefit, this dairy people they have stopped keeping this Indian bred cow and they are keeping buffaloes and this Jersey cow. So that is one of the very drawback. And again, from the agriculture now, agriculture is completely mechanized.
Yes.
So even in the villages also, we are now seeing that the people are slowly they are avoiding keeping the cows, or slowly this tradition is little
packets, milk
reducing.
packets. Milk packets by Nandini, Ma dairy and all the dairy from the, whatever comes from the dairy only, it has become the milk today.
Yes. That is only the buttermilk, that is only the curd, that is only the milk that the people are consuming.
Yeah, so we have no option other than getting maybe varieties of milk are there where the fat content is more or zero fat, like that things are there, whole milk and all that.
Yeah,
one
because
of the
they
things,
completely take out the fat and they use this fat for preparation of other things like and other things. That kind of like.
And finally, you just tell us how to make a good buttermilk. What exactly you mean by buttermilk and how to make?
Yeah. So again, the buttermilk having several varieties.
Yeah.
And the simplest way to prepare buttermilk is like if you have this curd, well-formed curd.
Yes.
So double of that. Like if we have 1 glass, so we add 2 glass of water in that. Churn it thoroughly. Take out the butter which is coming. After churning, the butter will come out. So this butter we have to take it out, and whatever the remaining portion is there, that is the buttermilk. And buttermilk should be consumed fresh.
Okay.
Like every day we have to prepare and take it on the same day. If we keep it for longer time, it will become very sour, and that very sour buttermilk is not good for taste, not good for health. And again, this buttermilk we can make several flavors of this buttermilk. Like they will add some green chili, they add some this green coriander, some ginger.
Yes, yes,
Like this, it becomes very tasty, very palatable.
yes, doctor.
Yeah. So the churning and taking out the fat, that is
Yes.
the key of preparing of this buttermilk.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Thank
adding
you,
the
doctor.
water and just mixing the water in the curd, it doesn't mean that this is the buttermilk.
Yes, yes. Thank you, doctor. Got all the doubts cleared.
My pleasure, sir.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. So one question is, sir, it is said that the curd has zero fat. Why its digestion is hard? Be it buffalo curd. Okay. Actually, if you take the whole milk, so whole milk having the fat. Nowadays market, you will get the toned milk or the fatless milk. If you are preparing curd from that milk, so it will not be having fat. But if you are taking the whole milk and you are converting into the curd, so this curd will be having the fat. And because it is having the fat, so it is bit heavy for the digestion. And even if you are taking the fatless milk and converting into the curd, compared to the milk, this curd will be having, because it has undergone process, boiling and other things, and converting into the curdled form. So this will become a bit heavy for the digestion compared to the milk or compared to the buttermilk. And it is not true that it doesn't have fat, because the milk is having fat, the whole milk. Generally the Indian breed cow, it is having 3 to 4%. The buffalo's milk, it is having 10 to 12% of fat. And in the general cow's milk, it is having almost 6 to 7% of fat. So this whole milk, that like the Amul, you have the golden milk. So it is the whole milk which is having the fat in it. When you are converting it, the curd will also be having the fat. And if anyone want to share something, or if any doubt related with today's topic,
Today, I think we spent near about 30 minutes on questions and answers, doctor. So, very practical topic, because every day everybody uses curd and buttermilk and all that. So very nice.
भैया नमस्ते.
Discussion.
namaste bhaiya.
Namaste. Bhaiya, there is one report filed in the High Court recently. 90% of the milk is adulterated in India.
True.
This is very dangerous situation and annoying situation. Then in that condition, what should we do?
This is
This is the official report filed in the High Court of Delhi.
Yeah. Actually, few years ago, I read one article.
Right.
That nearly 90% of the milk sample which were collected from the Delhi, that is the capital of India, they found that the milk is adulterated.
Right.
And including the paper was including some samples from the Dehradun. And they found that even the Dehradun, which is having enough natural resources, the milk is collected from there, that was also adulterated.
Right.
So this is a very big, because this milk we are giving to our kids.
Yeah.
Our children, they are also using the same milk for preparation of the curd, tea, and so many other paneer and other cheese, all these items.
Yeah.
This is a very big problem, the adulteration, not only with the milk, even with the vegetable and with the grains. So when we are utilization and our focus is to make money out of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all that will go aside.
The one
The whole like the
seems to be
You are running
that
daily.
everybody should be taught with the UHV. all citizens should be taught with UHV. Then only we can have good milk.
Exactly. This is required and
But yeah, there seems to be some interruption.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for the exploration, and it's really very nice and interactive session. So thanks everybody, and we'll meet again for the more and more exploration together next Friday. Namaste everybody. Namaste.
Namaste Parishit bhaiya.
Namaste. Namaste. Ji, okay, bhaiya, we can call it a day. Ji, namaste.
Namaste भैया.
Namaste.
Namaste sabhi ko.